DoD admits it cannot identify victims of Caribbean drug smuggling strikes. In a classified briefing held Thursday, Democratic members of the House Armed Services Committee learned that the Department of Defense cannot pinpoint the individuals killed during a series of recent airstrikes on boats suspected of smuggling drugs in the Caribbean. At least 57 lives have been lost in these operations, yet department officials told lawmakers that precise identification is unnecessary. They only need to demonstrate a link between the vessels and a designated terrorist group or its affiliate. The briefing, conducted solely by policy officials without any military legal counsel, left many members frustrated by the lack of clear justification for the lethal force. Sarah Jacobs T. Califf echoed the sentiment, noting that the department's refusal to provide more detail offered no satisfactory answers. Both Democratic and Republican lawmakers pressed for further information, indicating growing bipartisan concern over the transparency of the strikes, although GOP representatives declined to speak with reporters afterward. According to the Defense Department, the U.S. military has carried out at least 14 strikes against alleged narcotics transport vessels over the past 2 months, a strategy framed as essential to curbing illegal drug flows into the United States. However, Rep. Jason Crow D. Colo expressed doubt that the approach is effective, stating he heard nothing that showed a concrete plan to reduce the drug trade. While the White House frequently cites the fentanyl crisis responsible for roughly 70% of overdose deaths in 2023, briefing participants were told the targeted boats were primarily moving cocaine, which is often used to facilitate fentanyl distribution. Jacobs described this explanation as unsatisfactory. The meeting followed a similar, more restrictive Senate session that barred Democratic members from attending, a move Republicans defended as an informal discussion rather than a formal briefing. Both chambers are now preparing for a potential Senate vote on a war powers resolution aimed at preventing unauthorized U.S. military action against Venezuela, a measure supported by Sens. Tim Kaine, Adam Schiff, and Rand Paul. The outcome could shape future oversight of the controversial Caribbean strikes and the broader fight against drug trafficking.